Okay, so good morning, everybody. Happy holidays. You like this? Huh? It looks nice, huh? It's pretty, isn't it? Okay. Welcome, everybody. I am a little discombobulated. Plus, not only that, I woke up today to go into work really early this morning, and I figured out, well, that I can't taste anything. Now, I don't have a fever, don't have a cough, don't have any of that stuff. But when my daughter's significant other, who I like to refer to as my future son my daughter's future fiance, got the coof, that was the first thing he noticed. And so I am going to get tested just to be precautionary, and we'll see what happens. I'm not greatly concerned. I don't feel bad. I just can't taste anything. And it might be because I had an infection in my leg and I'm taking some antibiotics. That could be the problem too. It could be something completely unrelated, but you know what? Better safe than sorry. But let's and there's a ton of news over the weekend, and I got to be frank. Well, no, actually, I'm Marty, but I got to be frank. I shut my phone off. I turned off the TV. Well, I don't watch a lot of TV anyway. I didn't get on the internet other than to upgrade my my palace here, and I didn't pay attention to the news as much as I could until late last night before I went to bed. And then I got checked. I've been checking stuff this morning. So I'm not necessarily as, I don't know. I'm not as well versed on some of the things we're talking about today, although I've read a lot of articles this morning. Holy shit. There's a lot going on that well, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, we'll talk about that and all kinds of other things right after the intro. Play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Knight. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet, and welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel. It is Monday, the 14th of December, 2020. Yes, less than 2 weeks away. Santa will be packing up that sleigh and flying around the world, dropping off toys for all the good girls and boys. And I hope that you have all been good girls and boys too. I know I'm fair to Midland. But anyway, let's say good morning to everyone in the chat because I've got a lot to go through and I'm just going to get it done because we got a lot. I've got a whole bunch of stuff I want to get through and maybe even more that I haven't even opened yet, but we'll see where we get. Anyway, good morning first to Keenan, who gets the bell. Oh, and I didn't turn up my bell. Hang on. Here, there's the bell for Keenan. Haha, now you can hear it. Beautiful. Also, good morning to Richo, my friend from down under. Also, Gunfox61, who's just had to stop by, but he's got to go to work. He's going to be busy. Plus, they have snowstorms where he lives. So, be safe out there, my brother. Also, good morning to Adam Richard. Nice to see you. Stabbing Joe Scarbles in the house with lots of big knives. Good morning. Debbie Finks. That's a nice to see a name that I don't see as often. I'm glad you're here. Also, good morning, Anna Lynn. And also Renee Mayette, who's got the coffee emoji right there. That's awesome. Good morning, James PFP. Select a boy. Yeah, boy. Also, good morning to Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Let's see who else we got here. Rittenhouse unit. Hoping you're keeping that kid safe. Dilly Dilly, by the way. Also, good morning to X Bubba Hotep's in the house. DI Freighter Watcher, nice to see you. Uncle Bad Touch, also known as Joe Biden.
Come on, man.
Also, good morning to Uncle Stepdad. Now, that's one of the many of the uncle crew are here today. I am very popular with uncles. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm an uncle and uncles tend to have a little bit of gray in their, little gray in their beard or hair or whatever. So good morning to all the uncles. Hello. Also, good morning, Becca Fairley. How you doing? Oh, I didn't tweet out the show. Did anyone tweet out the show this morning? Because I did not. Let's see here. I am just going to retweet somebody else, and that would be Becca Fairley. Thank you for tweeting out the show because I failed to put the show on the internet. So hopefully someone will figure out that we're here. Thank you, Becca, for always doing that. Also, good morning to Purple Pill Perspective. Let's see. Kay Shull's in the house. Good morning. Let's see. Don Keatic, Gulf City Biker, and Trash Man is in the hizzo. Good morning, Attack Alpaca. What's up? Your boy Pat. What's up, my brother? Nice to see you, Pat. Always good to have you in the chat every once in a while when you can make it. I know this is pretty early. Well, this is not conducive to your schedule, so I appreciate it when you drop in. I really do. Also, good morning, Jaeger Pony, my favorite Canadian. Let's see. As I scroll, I think that might be everybody. Zach Osborne's in the house. Good to see you. Fox P2, who says, anyone else here a Chinese hacker? I had my smart fridge hack, and due to expired food stuff, I am now a CCP zombie doing Winnie the Pooh diabolical biddings. Okay, everyone stay away from Zach today because he might drag you into the 7-acre wood, and I don't know what kind of things he's planning on doing to you. Just saying, I'm not sure. Also, good morning, Saint Fugi. Also, You're Ridiculous Lunatic, Jim Beam. Great to see everybody here. We've got a rollicking crowd. Hit the like button right now, just so you don't forget, or I will remind you. Also, share the stream out on Twitter. Mine's Gabber Parlor, which I forgot. I used this background, or this not the background, but the foreground here. I used this last year. And I didn't change some things on it. I probably should have, now that I realize, but that's okay. Oh, Rod Lyons in the house. Nice to see you. Thomas Cleaver, what's happening? Oh my God, it did make the... Thomas Cleaver, you weren't even you just got here. What are you talking about? There's John Connor, Gamer Valine. Oh, this thing jumped again. I hate it when it does that. Katie did skates here. Robert Lepine. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for all the people I missed. There you are, Thomas Cleaver. You know what? I have no idea why it does it. Like, there's the first time Pat was here. There's a whole bunch of people here I didn't see. I hate it when my chat jumps. Anyway, don't give me those mad faces. That gets me all worried. Anyway. Oh, we have fun with that. Anyway, what's up? Anyway, all right. So there's that. Anyway, let's get right into it because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. I mean, now first of all, the good news. Well, it's good news if you think. Well, I think it's good news. Why would it not be good news? Regardless of what you think of the vaccine thing. On today. They began shipping the Thomas. No, okay. I'm not even gonna dignify that, Thomas. I'm not even gonna dignify that. I don't hate anybody. So there, I'm telling you right now, I love everybody except for Antifa. Anyway, so good news is that we are about to get some coronavirus vaccines out there. Now, my personal opinion, I am not a medical doctor. I am not an expert on anything except for, well, I know a little bit about finance and shit like that. But honestly, let's put it this way. I believe that the vaccine should be going to vulnerable people. The people most likely to have serious issues with COVID-19. Might be too late for me. Just not good. But it'd be a good time to get a bunch of vulnerable people inoculated, vaccinated, inoculated, whatever, same thing. However, now they're going to try to push this on everybody. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs someone to love. Anyway, don't know why I do that. I get a song in my head just about everything I say. So there. Anyway, old folk homes in New York. Well, yeah, it might be a little late because I think Andrew Cuomo's already killed all those people. But the ones in places that are left, it'd be a good idea. But you know what? Do I think children need this? It's not. I don't know. They're children or young healthy people probably should be the last people to get the vaccinations. And people panic about this all the time, because you think a deadly disease. You want to protect the children. They got to protect the children, but children don't die from this. I mean, it's extremely rare. In fact, we'll get an article today, less than 1%. Very much fewer than 1% of the people who have died from COVID-19 are under 70. You think about that they say it is almost 300,000 now. Less than 1%. Now, does that make it not deadly? No, but it's just amazing how it got children. Yes, children. Yes, Rittenhouse unit. Anyway, so states are going to start getting coronavirus vaccine on Monday. States will start receiving shipments of the Pfizer coronavirus vaccine on Monday, with military trucks delivering shipments to 150 sites and hundreds more throughout the week, the Associated Press reported on Sunday. Now, that's interesting because their big rollout, I saw it on Twitter yesterday, and they were showing UPS trucks and FedEx trucks leaving the Pfizer facility. Now, I'm pretty sure that they're taking them to some were taken to military transport. I know for a fact, because I work for UPS, that we have been shipping tests for COVID-19 all over the country, because we get those and they're high priority items, and I see them. We handle them differently than we handle other packages because we're trying to get those tests out as fast as we can. The interesting thing, when I saw the video of these trucks leaving the Pfizer facility, was the fact that these were not reefer units, refrigerated trucks. And I think, and a lot of people notice that because this vaccine has to be kept at a ridiculously low temperature. And what they've done, they have special packaging, and they're packed in liquid nitrogen, and they are so they don't have to be refrigerated trucks. I haven't seen any of the cases come through yet. I don't know if we will, because there is a lot of military distribution of this. But so anyway, if you're watching that and you say, wait a minute, those trucks do not have refrigeration units on them, it's because they don't need to have the trucks refrigerated, the packaging itself. Besides, the thing is, refrigerated trucks do not get cold enough for the transportation of these vaccines. They have to be in special packaging, packed in liquid nitrogen, so that they can stay below there. But anyway, the effort will be the final part of President Donald Trump's Operation Warp Speed, which has sought to boost the development, approval, and delivery of a COVID-19 vaccine. An additional 425 distribution sites will receive shipments Tuesday and 66 more on Wednesday, according to the AP. The Trump administration has said healthcare workers and those at extreme risk of COVID-19 will be prioritized for the first wave of vaccine. Trump has said 100 million doses will be available by the end of 2020, 600 million more by March 2021. Trump originally said he expected that an effective vaccine could begin distribution in October, which did not happen. You know, expected or he hoped. Now, even the Daily Caller? Even the Daily Caller is doing this. But remember, there are a lot of skeptical news media. They were all, this is not going to happen. Even, what's Bill Nye, the science guy? You know, that jackass. Oh, there's no way. It's going to be at least 2 years. Yada, yada, yada. Shut the fuck up, Bill Nye. Mr. Science Guy, Mr. Mechanical Engineer, who's, you know, I don't know, what did he work for? I can't even remember who he worked for. But look, this is a triumph for the Trump administration, no matter how you look at it. And you know, people, even Jake Tapper is giving Trump credit for these vaccines being rolled out today. The Pfizer vaccine received an emergency use authorization from the FDA on Friday, but its slow pace frustrated Trump and other lawmakers. Canada and the United Kingdom had already approved the vaccine last week. Yeah, we're a little more, you know, we're a little more careful about things, and we have a process that takes longer to get things like that approved. It's just how it is, but they figured it out. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows reportedly told FDA head Stephen Hahn to approve the vaccine Friday or resign. Oh, damn. That's shots fired. God, dog. Where's this one? Here, right here.
Gotcha, bitch.
So, anyway, by the way, good morning. I just saw Cynical Lindsay drop in, and somebody else that I hadn't seen yet. Tyler F., what's happening? Renee Mayette, I think I said hello to you, but I'm going to say it again just to be safe. I got you. All right. I got you. All right. Anyway, so now, that was reported. Now, here is and it says right here, there's someone named Amon. Who is Amon Moyeldin? Let's find out who Amon Moyeldin is. Amon Moyeldin. Oh, he's from MSNBC, of course, because that's where the report would come from. So here's what Amon Yeldin said. First, he said the White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows on Friday told Stephen Hahn, the commissioner of the FDA, to submit his resignation if the agency does not clear the nation's first coronavirus vaccine by day's end, per the Washington Post. Of course, the Washington Post. Yes, Trump's personal state media, the Washington Post, who everything they say about the president with great sourcing that usually is anonymous, and you know, they just have a mole in the White House knowing exactly what everybody says. Yes, the Washington Post, which is absolutely pro-Trump and pro making sure that they do everything they can to keep the president in power and elected. And yes, the Washington Post. Anyway, then he updates. He said, then he says, this is an untrue representation of the phone call with the, what is it, COS? I don't know what the COS is. Chief of Staff. The FDA was encouraged to continue working expeditiously on EUA request. FDA is committed to issuing this authorization quickly, as we noted in our statement this morning, according to Dr. Hahn, who's... So Dr. Hahn himself said, you assholes, this is not what happened. Good Lord. Anyway, and then they got this. Why am I pushing the money-drenched but heavily bureaucratic U.S. FDA saved 5 years in the approval of numerous great new vaccines? It is still a big old slow turtle. Get the damn vaccines out now, Dr. Hahn. Let's stop playing games and start saving lives. Well, that's Trump and his tweets, and that is how the president works. So anyway, and then they have to put that nearly 3,000 Americans that died. So moving on, we also got, now, let's talk about some defiant ones, because these are people that I consider somewhat American heroes. Some people think they're heels. Some people think they're assholes. Some people think they are heavenly. So this Defiant, New Jersey gym, the gym that's fighting with Phil Murphy in New Jersey. Side effects are great. If the side effects are great, Trump will, of course, be the blame for pushing it through too fast. Yeah, I hear the side effects. You got to be careful. You can't give them to people with allergies. And someone said because there's some kind of egg product in this particular vaccine, which is not the case. But it does have some complications for certain people with certain conditions. So they have to pay attention who they're giving it to. But this gym owner in New Jersey, criminal, his fines have surpassed $1 million. Unreal. I think they might have a GoFundMe for this dude. Fines against a New Jersey gym that has publicly resisted Democratic Governor Phil Murphy's COVID-19 lockdown measures have amassed to more than $1 million. But the gym owner is refusing to back down. Ian Smith, the co-owner of Atlas Gym in Belmar, New Jersey, has reportedly made headlines for fully opening his gym in defiance of Murphy's mandates, and which restrict the number of people allowed in gyms and compel people to wear masks. Governor Murphy has thrown everything possible he could to shut us down. He has arrested my partner and I, given us over 60 citations, some criminal. He fines us $15,497.76 per day for every day we're in operation. Our fines are totaling over $1.2 million, but every single day, Frank and I open our gym, Smith told America's Newsroom earlier this week. Maintaining that more than 83,000 visitors have come to his gym without a single case of COVID-19, Smith said, what's happening to the middle class and small businesses in America is nothing short of a complete tragedy. I would go so far as to call it criminal. You are putting people out of business for good. You are making them reliant on big government. That's the plan. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
That is the plan. That's what they want. They want everyone relying on government. I would go so far as to call it criminal. You are taking away their civil liberties under the guise of pretending like you care about public health. So yeah, he had a video out. I'm not going to read that, but that'll be in the links today. Thank you, Gamer Valine. Oh, I didn't pop out my, hang on a second here. I didn't pop out my super chat or donation box here, so I got to move that. I saw that it was Gamer Valine though. I did see that. Here we go. Thank you for the 556. I got to see how that showed up because I haven't. Okay, I played it again just because I wasn't sure how that was showing up on the screen. I might have to move the chat box a little bit. Oops, wait a minute. Hang a second. Let's change this chat box because alert box. There we go. I'm going to make that a little bigger so that it works better. There we go. All right. Thank you, Gamer Valine, with the 556. And Gamer Valine,
you are the new Streamlabs Superstar Donor of the Day.
Who says, my cat Lucifer says good morning. Well, good morning, Lucifer. I know that my voice is one of your favorite things in the morning, and it's very soothing to kitties. So there you go. Oh, I'm not going to make the joke. Y'all write a joke in the chat if you want the joke. I am not going to make the joke. She continues, he is now following me around and listening while the dog is in daycare. I'm off to lurking and cleaning my office. Well, Gamer Valine, I appreciate you listening and I appreciate the donation. Remember, donations can be done through YouTube Super Chat, Streamlabs in the description down below, Venmo, Cashapp, but during the show for live readings of your donation message, Streamlabs and YouTube Super Chats work the best. Okay. All right, let's move on because like I said, we've got a lot to go through today. Also in California, people are telling the powers that be to pound sand. And, I'm thinking maybe these are just the people we need. California businesses ignore COVID restrictions in a desperate move to survive. Look, the solution, the cure can't be worse than the disease. Governor Gavin Newsom's team increasingly worries about recall efforts in the wake of his French laundry debacle. Yes, Gavin Newsom, rules for thee, but not for me. In the wake of this week's newly imposed stay-at-home order, many California businesses say they won't comply with this most recent spate of draconian restrictions. In my neck of the woods, Carlsbad restaurants plan to keep their outside dining options available, especially as they were built to adhere to previous COVID requirements. Here's what they say. We have to stand up for ourselves. We have to open or else we lose the risk of losing our businesses entirely, said Annie Rammel, the owner of Oak and Elixir restaurant in Carlsbad. Rammel said that she spent $7,000 to have a deck built outside of Oak and Elixir on State Street to provide a safe dining option for our patrons. It was going well until she had to shut down things once again this week as COVID-19 cases surged and the state put restrictions on in-person dining. The restrictions were put back on. Put back in place. Excuse me. Closed, open. She said, a lot of us are not doing well. We're not doing well. The takeout and to go, we're losing money on that. Rammel and a group of small business owners in Carlsbad and Oceanside decided to reopen for in-person dining Friday and take their chances, including several restaurants in the Carlsbad Village. She said if she stayed closed, her 15 employees would be laid off during an already rough year. Now, and hello, Anziker, how you doing? What's also fascinating, hello, C. Lynch also. What also is interesting, so because they kept changing the rules, and I don't think they have an actual, they don't have any data that says that people are getting this in restaurants at any higher rate. And so I'm not really sure. Anyway, in the state capital of Sacramento, Mandarin restaurant. Oh, by the way, and a lot of these county sheriffs are not going to enforce it anyway. So some of these people just, it's a protest. It's civil disobedience. Here's the other thing. Okay. Here's my biggest point on this. Has the California legislature passed laws on this? I'm just curious. Has the California legislature passed these as laws? These executive orders, these dictator edicts, are they even really enforceable? I don't know. I mean, is there some emergency powers they're using? I don't know. Anyway, thank you, X-Baba Hotep, with the 357 through Streamlabs. And let's see, I really want to teach some of these state governors what bottlenecking is. They seem to have never heard of it by their actions. Bottlenecking, is that? I'm not sure that I know what bottlenecking is. Will you explain that to me in the chat? Or should I look it up? Let's look it up because that's a fact. I've never heard that term. Bottlenecking. Division. Okay, what is bottleneck? Wait, this is in reference to PCs. Hello, Donatello Slapfell and Ebony Williams, and that's okay. That's everybody. Good morning. I'm not sure what bottlenecking. This says a bottleneck is a point of congestion in a production system, such as an assembly line or a computer network, that occurs when workloads arrive too quickly for the production process to handle. I don't think that's what you mean. I'm thinking you're thinking of a colloquial version of bottlenecking. Somebody explain that to me because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Anyway, where was I? Illegal insurrection. I think it was here. Anyway, there's a couple others here they mentioned, but you get the idea that people are starting to say, well, you're trying to stop my business, and I'm like, fuck you. Anyway, moving on. Airline kicks a family off a flight due to mask requirements for freaking toddlers. This one chaps my ass. And yes, and how far am I into the stream? Am I far enough in the stream that I'm allowed to say ass? I don't know. Let's find out. I'm going to check the timer here. Oh, yeah, I'm well past the 10-minute mark. So, this one chaps my ass. Nightmare called a nightmare before Christmas. Mandating masks for toddlers is ludicrous. Especially in light of a study indicating effectiveness of airplane ventilation systems. A few aspects of the holidays can be more stressful than few aspects of hello Maniac Man. Few aspects of the holiday can be more stressful than travel. For some families, the challenges are compounded because they are dealing with tired, hungry, and fussy babies and toddlers. When government mask mandates are imposed with questionable effectiveness in reducing the spread of the virus, it can result in a real nightmare before Christmas. For example, San Diego mother Kaylee Justice said that her family was kicked off an Alaska Airlines flight and forced to buy tickets on another airline to return home to San Diego because of her child kept pulling down her mask. It's a freaking 2-year-old, people. Good Lord. Let's see. Justice said her seven-month-old son, 7 months old. Oh my God. 7 months old. Now, a lot of places the mask mandates didn't apply for children under 2 years old. And this kid's 7 months old because 1, they don't contract it. 2, they don't spread it. For whatever reason, young children are extremely unlikely to get this disease and or spread it. Good morning, Mike Savage, and good morning, Fight for Your Rights. Anyway, Justice said Finn was cranky, so she started breastfeeding to calm him down. I was discreet. I wasn't like crazily topless or anything like that. I was covered, she said. Finn kept ripping the mask off because he's like, Mom's under there, peekaboo. What the heck's going on? I want to see your face. Justice said she struggled to keep it on and hold on to her baby. I just held it in my hand for a second, and I know the flight staff said multiple times, you may take your mask off briefly to eat or drink, which in my opinion is a little more crazy. Opening your mouth, I don't know what that says. Then the flight attendant said, you need to wear your mask. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, okay. And I put it back on, and I'm still kind of fighting with Finn to get him relaxed. Here's the video that she put on YouTube. Good morning, MC.
Stop. Hammer time.
We just got kicked off the flight because our 2-year-old would not put on a mask, and we tried. I mean, I'm going to put a video on.
She shows a video of what happened,
they're sending all of our bags and Adeline's car seat to New York. And we're banned off of United forever because a 2-year-old
now, here's what
would not
really
put on
makes me mad. They're banning her off. They're banning them off United Airlines forever? What? Because a fussy kid didn't want to put a mask on? A 7-month-old kid? Are you fucking kidding me? Someone in the administration of United Airlines better call this woman and tell her we're sorry. Someone better frickin' apologize to her. I'll tell you that right now. Here, let's
ask.
So here's what happened on the plane.
Musa itu kan talk to me, okay? Okay, Musa talk to me. I don't mind. Musa talk to me. Okay? Okay, aku ikut mana setan. Kau talk to me?
Now, again. Hello, Jenna. Do
you want to try putting it on first?
Yeah. What we doing?
Adeline, Shaq Daddy.
Musa talk to me.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're almost ready to go. So please put away your carry-on items, including your large electronic devices like laptops. Feel free to keep using it.
I'm gonna have to grab the belongings and execute it. We gotta be getting information. Why? We're over here holding this mask on her face. I'm sorry, sir. Okay,
oh my God, this is just.
I took that opportunity and I ran with it. You see this? I'm literally covering her face. I've gotta,
Unbelievable.
Do you guys do this all the time or what? Like,
unbelievable.
What? There's non-compliance yet. This is compliance. I'm literally holding it over my daughter's face. This is compliance right here.
We can't force her. She's literally holding it and she's crying.
You're gonna do this to us? Like right now? Yeah? Wow.
Alright, let's go.
So anyway, I'm sure you probably saw that video. This has been an issue plaguing travelers for many months now. In August, a mother and her 6 children were kicked off a JetBlue Airways flight because after her 2-year-old daughter wouldn't wear a mask. It was extremely traumatizing for me and my family. The mother, Shia Brooke, 39, from Brooklyn, said in an interview with ABC News. Brooke said she tried to put a mask on her youngest child, Dina, but she pulled it off. Should I tie her hands? What should I do? Brooke asked the JetBlue flight attendant. According to a video of the incident we have to deplane, the attendant responded, explaining that the airline has a zero tolerance policy. Well, I know where you could put that zero tolerance policy. Anyway, and they got a couple more examples here. Now, the problem is, so, especially in light of the fact that there was a study on airline ventilation. It's saying, in fact, it appears good ventilation is a key factor in reducing the spread of the virus, not masks. One study shows airplane air is safer than that found in an operating room. The new study conducted by the Department of Defense adds credence to the growing belief that airline passengers face minimal risk of contracting coronavirus when flying. The study found the risk of aerosol dispersion, transmission of the virus through the air, was reduced 99.7% thanks to high air exchange rates. HEPA filter recirculation and downward ventilation found on modern jets. Investigators looked at the impact of an infected passenger on others seated in the same row and those nearby in the cabins of a Boeing 767 and 777. Those two aircraft types are wide bodies typically used for long-haul flights where a virus would be expected to spread more easily. On most planes, the air exchange rate is approximately every 3 minutes, and 75% comes from outside of the plane, meaning that only 25% of cabin air is recirculated. The 767 and 777 both remove particles 15 times faster than a home and 5 to 6 times faster than recommended design specifications for modern hospital operating or patient location rooms, the study continued. So they need to fix their shit, if you ask me. Just saying. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to do one more COVID story, and then we're going to take a break here. And now, let me fix this. What did I do there? Hang on a second. Let me move this article over so you can see it a little better. There we go. According to the CDC, less than 1%. Oh, by the way, now let me do a couple of donations here. Thank you, Bubba Hotep. By the way,
you are the new Streamlabs Superstar Donor of the Day.
So I missed the 357 who says, basically you are limiting everyone to go to one place by closing most places. You are forcing everyone to go to the same place like Walmart. You know how, to prevent the spread of a virus. That was, yes, basically on what they're doing is shutting down all these places, but they're letting these big box stores and where they have no restrictions on who can be in there. And yeah, you're making everyone go one place so that they can all catch it instead of going to a lot of little places. Like, I'd prefer to shop in little small stores and things and local businesses, but no. We're not gonna let people shop in small businesses. Anyway, let's see here. And Bubba Hotep with another $4.99. Thank you, sir. To give a good example of bottlenecking, the Spartan 300 versus the Persian Empire. We are basically doing that with businesses to try to stop the virus, which makes no sense. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. That's what you're talking about with the bottlenecking. So that was the explanation. So you're instead of having people on this, here, hang on, I'll get out of here. Hang on. So, whoa. I messed up my microphone. Sorry about that. So instead of having people in a wide, vast array, right? Instead of people having a wide, vast array. What the hell did I do there? Oh, that's just, okay, I was trying to see what's going on with my window there? What the hell is that? That is so weird. That shouldn't be like that. Huh. What is going on here? Anyway, so okay, something's wrong with my setup here. But anyway, so putting people, by causing everyone to go through a small tunnel, you are increasing the chance that they're ending up getting caught into a wave of fire. So for example, like you said in 300, when they pushed them through that small passageway and they tried, you're more likely to get everyone hit. I don't know what the hell happened there. It's like, dude, that is so weird. That should not be like that. And something happened to my alert box. Just let me play this again. There's something weird going on, and it should be at the top. Sorry, guys. Let me just see if I can fix this. Something weird happened there, and I don't know what it is. So, anyway, thank you, Gamer Valine with $4.99 through YouTube Super Chat. Boeing planes have massa HEPA filters that get changed a lot. Those filters aren't cleaned. They are tossed in bio waste. The AC system was my job. Oh, well, that's cool to know. That's cool. All right. Yeah, something really weird's going on here. All right, anyway, back to this. CDC, less than 1% of COVID deaths involve people under age 34. This will be our last COVID-related story today. Yeah, the layers are off, and there's no reason for it. It's everything's. I have no idea what's going on there. We'll have to fix that later. The number of COVID involved deaths in this country, 15,594 in the last 7 days, is now reaching levels not seen since the mid-April peak, according to the official tally maintained by the National Center for Health Statistics, which is part of the Federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. But of the 261,530 COVID-involved deaths recorded by the NCHS as of December 9th, fewer than 1%, 2,450 or 0.93%, involved people under age 34 or younger. This includes school-age children forced to learn remotely and college-age people who, along with the rest of us, are discouraged and in some cases barred by executive order from patronizing bars and restaurants indoors. People aged 35 to 44, this includes prime working age people, account for 4,917 of total COVID deaths so far, or 1.88%. According to death certificates submitted to and recorded by the NCHS on a rolling basis, at least 7,367 people, 2.81%, ages 44 or younger have died of COVID as of December 9th. The chart below shows the age breakdown: 29 deaths in children younger than 1, 17 deaths, 1 to 4, 46, 5 to 14, 449 ages 15 to 24, 1,909 ages 25 to 34, 4,917 ages 35 to 44. Now, does that mean it's not a dangerous virus? No, it does not mean that at all. But when you compare that to all the other things that people die from, I'm going to say it's, especially in younger people, it's probably maybe statistically insignificant. I'm not sure. I know in some communities, more people die from murder. Just saying. Anyway, so in the past 7 days, the CDC counts 1,414,240 new COVID cases for a total of 15,040 15,000 and 40,175. I can't even say that. Diagnosed in this country since January. That's 61.8 cases for every 100,000 people in the last 7 days. More cases mean more deaths, but numbers posted by CDC for the most recent weeks based on death certificates are preliminary and will rise substantially in the weeks ahead. According to the most recent death certificate data, COVID-involved deaths peaked at 17,092 for the week ending April 18th. As the chart below shows, the number of COVID-involved deaths steadily declined from mid-April through June, then started increasing in the week ending July 4th, reaching an apparent second peak of 8,239 in early August, then dropping again through early October. And we're into cold and flu season, which doesn't surprise me. Remember early in this whole thing when I was talking about how the COVID cases and deaths all seemed to fit within a certain latitude, kind of around the world. It's all like, because the deaths in near equatorial countries compared to countries in changing season places are minuscule. Okay, and remember how I was talking about all the cases seem to be the same latitude as the United States and Europe and in Asia, all the major places with cases. And then it kind of died down during the summer. Remember that? And during the summer, lo and behold, people in the southern hemisphere started getting this. So countries like Chile and Argentina and Brazil started seeing an uptick. Oh, how could that be? Oh, could it be that that's their winter, cooler weather seasons? It follows the same pattern as flu, as in that's when you're most likely to see it. So, and that study never got, it was a study out of the University of Maryland that I read a long time ago, and I'm like, don't you guys see this pattern? It's obvious. Anyway, on Wednesday, Admiral Brett Giroir, MD, the Assistant Secretary of Health and Human Services, told CNN he's incredibly concerned that the rate of rise of COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths is the highest we've ever seen. Well, look at the season. Remember this started in January, right? We started seeing it in January last year, or this past year, and in February and March during that normal cold and flu is when we started seeing the big rise in cases, and then through March, and we got to the summer, the cases started dying down. And remember, Andrew Cuomo had his special mountain made so he could be so happy that he solved the world's problems. And then all of a sudden, when did the cases start happening again? Now, there was a small spike in July. Don't know about that. Maybe it's because people were loosening up some restrictions and people were being less cautious. But when did it really start blowing up again? Oh, in the fall. Yeah, cold and flu season. And so that's what we're starting to see. And he says it's more widespread. This is not a regional phenomenon, but it's really spread all across. And this is happening everywhere in the Northern Hemisphere. Remember Germany? They did so great. They were so good at keeping people from getting it. Oh, now they're having a huge surge in it. A lot of the European countries, all the European countries are having a surge. Now, in the United States, they don't talk a lot about what's happening in Europe because they have a narrative to peddle, right? That it's Trump. Trump did this. It's Trump's fault. This is the Trump virus. Everyone's dying because of Trump. Trump should be in jail because he allowed 300,000 people to die. You take the combined countries of Europe, where more people have died, where more people have cases. Now, granted, there's more people in Europe, but if you take about the same, take 5 or 6 European countries, combine them, and it's pretty comparable to what's happening here. I mean, it's a virus, people. It's a virus. It's not something that you control. Okay, Joe Biden, we're going to get control of the virus. No, you're not going to get control of the virus. It's a virus. The only thing that you're going to get control of is whether or not you can get a vaccine that will help people not get it. Okay. And which they have, Operation Warp Speed. Thank you to the president. And you can't solely thank the president for this. Okay. He just facilitated this to happen. Okay. But the companies that have busted their ass to get these vaccines out, whatever you think of the vaccines. Okay. For one day I'm like, yeah, great, I'll take it. One day I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to take this shit. But now, because, Kamala Harris said she wouldn't take any vaccine that was made under Trump. Huh. Is she an anti-vaxxer? Just curious. Hello, Stephanie Vitale Brown. How are you doing? I didn't see you pop in there. Is Kamala Harris an anti-vaxxer? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with that layer right there. That's weird because that's my background. The bloody hell. That is weird. I'm going to have to fix that later. All right, let's move on. Oh, actually, you know what? Oh, I don't even have my commercial on here, so we're not going to do the commercial today. We're just going to keep plugging along. But let's change tax a little bit. Let's just change tax. Oh, I know what's going on here. I figured it out. Somehow, I moved. Okay, we'll fix that. Oh, nope. Oh, I didn't change it. Here we go. Aha! There we go. I fixed my room. I'm a little embarrassed about that. And there we go. And I would make myself a little bigger because chicks dig it when I'm bigger. Did I say that out loud? I think I did. That's a little embarrassing. Anyway, all right, let's see what we got here. Oh, yes. This is one I need to get to. If I can get this damn thing on the screen. What the hell did I do there? Okay, let's see if that fits. Kind of does. Kind of doesn't. Hang on. All right. Let's get to the election because, as you know, over the weekend, the Supreme Court said nope. They said no to Texas. They said, now, the other thing, someone said this, when I was talking about this Friday, it didn't really dawn on me that this is a case between states, and if dispute to say that the states don't have standing is an interesting thing because standing was never a big thing in the original Supreme Court stuff. But somehow they made this case. But so they said they denied the Texas case, and that suit was also there were several states that joined in. But anyway, well, here at the American Thinker, someone thinks that we don't need the Supreme Court to win. Oh, would have been really funny if your wife slapped you as you said that. LOL. Yeah, I just, every once in a while, I say shit that probably shouldn't come out of my mouth. Hey, Gunfox, you're back. And you're on the road. Marty, you've got a ton of news in your Discord news channel. Yes, I know. I saw it. There's a shit ton. All right. The Texas suit, later joined by other states against Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Georgia, was a nice try, but it was always a long shot. Of course, SCOTUS would be reluctant to grab so much power by ordering state legislatures to seat the right electors. Why? Because the power is already in the hands of the legislatures to do this. That's a hint. Thank you, Johnny Hellcat, with $2 through YouTube Super Chat, says, she's no anti-vaxxer, but she's a total B word. I bet. Let me word this carefully. Let's just say that I'm going to assume that Kamala Harris could be a lot of fun at a wine party. Let's just put it that way. And I just saying, anyway. Though we are not lawyers, let's read these laws together, interpreting them minimally and plainly, something lawyers seem incapable of doing. The first federal law for our purposes, titled Determination of Controversy as Appointment of Electors, says, quote, hello, Mr. Scott. Hello, the one who tubes. And Johnny Hellcat, who thank you again for the super chat. Here's the quote. Here's the first federal law regarding electors. If any state shall have provided by laws enacted prior to the day fixed for the appointment of the electors for its final determination of any controversy or contest concerning the appointment of all or any of the electors of such state by judicial or other methods or procedures, as such determination shall have been made at least 6 days before the time fixed for the meeting of the electors. Such determination made pursuant to such law so existing on said day and made at least 6 days prior to said time of meeting of the electors shall be conclusive and shall govern in the counting of the electoral votes as provided in the Constitution, and has hereinafter regulated so far as the ascertainment of the electors appointed by such state is concerned. So I know that made no sense whatsoever to most of us, but I'm going to read on and hopefully he'll explain this very thoroughly. So this provision, if I understand it correctly, says that states may appoint electors after a controversy or contest. Now, what happens when fraud and illegalities are so egregious that they help one candidate exclusively and harm only one candidate in such a way that it is unclear which electors shall be appointed? That definitely qualifies to become a controversy or contest. The provision opens the door to each state legislature having the right to determine how the state can appoint electors, appointment of electors, and ascertainment of electors. This is already clear in the 12th Amendment. But here, this provision gives more clarity after a controversy. Bottom line, the electors for Biden, the fake winner, I'm just reading, I'm quoting YouTube, do not... I'm probably going to one of those little lines underneath here, can be set aside if that is what each individual state law allows. What does each state law say? It's up to them to tell us, because researching each state's law is too burdensome for the average citizen. But it is safe to assume that the states have plenary power to appoint the electors of their choosing, particularly when the Constitution actually says the state legislatures determine things. The Electors Clause, Article 2, Section 1, Clause 2 of the U.S. Constitution provides that, quote, each state shall appoint in such a manner as the legislature thereof may direct a number of electors equal to the whole number of senators and representatives to which the state may be entitled in the Congress. However, what about the 6 days in the election law provision? The next federal law, a section titled, quote, failure to make a choice before prescribed days, end quote, says... whenever any state has held an election for the purpose of choosing electors and has failed to make a choice on the day prescribed by law, the electors may be appointed on a subsequent day in such a manner as the legislature of such state may direct. The states can determine when they appoint the electors on a subsequent day, not the next day. The phrase, quote, in such a manner as the legislature of a state may direct, end quote, gives the state much leeway to select the right electors, which agrees with the elector clause cited above. And if the controversy in selecting electors caused by fraud and illegalities persists past December 14th, then the states can ignore the date and follow their need to further investigate fraud and illegalities. Interesting. Hello, Blue Fant. The whole thing can work out like this, apart from the Texas lawsuit before SCOTUS. Okay, hang on here because you're just going to have to listen carefully. The undisputed states vote electorally on December 14th, and neither Biden nor Trump reaches 270 votes. So neither one is the winner. The 5 GOP state legislatures, Arizona, Michigan, Georgia, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, of the 6 disputed states, minus Nevada, say they need to postpone their electoral votes because they are investigating fraud and illegalities. The legislatures perform due diligence that they have been holding hearings to collect the evidence and conclude that fraud and illegalities unilaterally hurt Trump and helped only Biden. Assuming that the Democratic legislature in Nevada says everything was legitimate, each disputed GOP state may reach this conclusion on any day after December 14th, say on December 27th, or even January 15th. Then they appoint electors who vote for the rightful winner. Trump, provided the GOP selected electors do not suffer from TDS, these votes are added in to the votes cast on December 14th. Trump goes past 270 electoral votes, he wins. However, what happens if the disputed states cannot select the electors and neither Trump or Biden reaches 270? Then it goes to the House of Representatives, and each state has one vote, and this one vote is determined by the political makeup of the state legislatures. The GOP controls 29 state legislatures, and the Democrats have 19. 2 are split. Trump wins again. Therefore, we don't need SCOTUS to win, and we never needed it. So what happens next, and what can regular folks do now? Well, first, we can keep up the pressure on legislatures of those 5 GOP states to select electors who will vote for the rightful winner, who is obviously Trump. Now, I didn't say that. I'm quoting, I'm reading. I am just reading an article of this crazy person, and I don't want to be in trouble for this. Anyway, some of the members in these legislatures may suffer from TDS, so the message must be sent that they have to set aside their irrational opposition and do the right thing. Second, City Powell's legal team can continue with their lawsuit so they can expose and uproot Dominion voting systems. Now, the goal will not be to overturn elections, but get rid of a flawed rigged system. This goal is much more realistic and easier to accomplish. The court cases will take a long time, but that's okay because they keep in the public view the fake president and 2024 if Biden unjustly prevails. Third, we must counter the left-wing pressure, including their threats of violence, constantly, that will be thrust on these little-known state politicians. Without threats of violence on our side, we can stand firm to support and defend them. The battle's not over. It was always going to boil down to the legislatures without the SCOTUS. If we keep up the fight, we shall win with knowledge and the law on our side. So that's an opinion of not exactly mine. I am just reading it, and, there you go. Hello, Reese Donald. How you doing? All right, sticking with that whole thingy bobber there. Let me move this over so you can see it. Ken Paxton on a Plan B says, I think the Trump campaign is taking our argument state by state. This is interesting from News Thud here. Appearing on Sunday morning. What the hell's going on with my chat here? Okay. Appearing on Sunday Morning Futures with Maria Bartiromo, Texas AG Ken Paxton discussed what he believes the Trump campaign will be doing next now that the Supreme Court has rejected his lawsuit against 4 battleground states. Maria asked him, so you feel, well, here, let's just listen to it. How long is this long? Let's just listen to it.
Welcome back. The U.S. Supreme Court delivered a major blow to President Trump's election challenge on Friday night, rejecting a Texas lawsuit that sought to overturn the 2020 results in Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton spearheaded the legal effort, and he joins me now. AG Paxton, good to see you this morning. Thanks very much for joining us. What happened?
This was our only chance. Unlike other cases, when you sue another state, when one state sues another, in this case, we ended up with 7 states suing 4. our only place to go is the U.S. Supreme Court to be heard. So normally we'd be able to go to a district court and have our case heard. In this case, we asked the Supreme Court to hear our case, and we never got that opportunity.
Which is crazy to me.
What your analysis is on this, because the Supreme Court said that you have no standing. What do you read into Texas having no standing
between states
to make this case?
There's always standing.
I don't know, because if my people are harmed, which I view them as having been harmed by the fact that other states didn't follow their election laws and didn't follow the Constitution, how do I address the fact that my voters are affected by a national election that potentially was not done correctly, where there was fraud and that state law and federal law was not followed? So, you know, I don't know what else we could have done other than ask the court to at least hear our arguments.
And so, yeah, the idea that there's no standing, well, if it's a dispute between states, if you're not sure what we're talking about here, that's the only place that disputes between states can be heard. You can't do it in one of the states' courts because they're different states. So the Supreme Court is the original, what they call the original, I forgot what it's called, but it's the original court in disputes that are strictly between states. So the fact that they refuse to hear it at all is kind of troublesome. Now, here's what I said, what I say about, a month ago. I said that this was going to come down to, when it comes to stuff like this, it was going to come down to a federalism argument, that 10th Amendment gives these states leeway to determine how they're going to handle their own election laws. And what Texas was saying is that, wait a minute, these azaleas, they didn't follow their own election laws. They changed them without the legislature. And so they should have, if they didn't follow their own law and it damages our state by, discounting our vote, then that is a legitimate, dispute between two states. And why the court didn't hear it, I just haven't quite got it. But again, it's almost like it's a federalism argument. I don't know, maybe. But that's the only place that you can dispute things between two states. Anyway.
So tell me about that argument, because I know Justice Alito and Thomas wanted to hear it. They thought you had good momentum. Look at everybody who supported you. 18 states with briefs supporting the case. 6 states joined the case. You had support of 126 House Republicans. Make the case right here, AJ.
So, and you're right, we had tremendous momentum, and that was we filed this Monday at almost midnight. So that was after only 3 or 4 days of the case being filed. And there was tremendous support, and there was tremendous interest in hearing the answer, hearing the arguments. So our argument was pretty simple. These states are responsible, per the Constitution, the state legislature is responsible for setting up laws as it relates to electing electors.
And the legislatures
when
didn't
those
change
laws
them.
are deviated from by local officials, they violated state law and they violated the U.S. Constitution. That, in effect, disenfranchises my voters, because we in Texas follow those laws. And now we're subjected to the fact that maybe, in Pennsylvania, for instance, they went from 233,000 mail-in ballots 4 years ago to 2.5 million, and a lot of those were not signature verified. So we don't know if any of those ballots were fraudulent, and we can't go back and check.
So the bottom line is, you're supposed.
Anyway, so you get the deal there. Anyway, so I think what's happening is the Trump administration now, they're going to use those same arguments and going to each state and saying, look, your people didn't follow their laws. Hey, state legislature, are you going to grow a pair and make a decision based on this? Or at least, I would be completely and utterly satisfied if each of these state legislatures undertook a forensic audit of their votes, going in and hand counting. Yes, it's a pain in the ass, but hand counting and checking and doing signatures and all the stuff they're supposed to do within their own state laws. If they did that and Trump lost, I'd be completely and utterly satisfied. If they could go through and say, yep, we've done an actual audit, we actually checked signatures, and these ballots were real. But you know what? There's no way they can do that because they know damn well they don't have the ballots. They don't have the ballots. Because they double counted a bunch of ballots. They triple counted a bunch of ballots. We've seen evidence, video evidence of them running ballots through machines more than once. We have eyewitness testimony saying that they got stacks of ballots that weren't even folded that came through. They were all exactly the same, all for Biden, that they ran through the machines. And so those ballots with no signatures, no addresses, and no return address on the envelopes, a lot of them didn't even save the stuff because they didn't want a paper trail. So I'm just saying, I don't know what you do. I have no idea what you could possibly do beyond that. So anyway, let's see here. What do I got? Oh, and then also you have people like this judge in Michigan who, this is special. This judge in Michigan that sealed the results of the forensic audit of the Dominion voting machines. Why did they do that? Nobody disputes that election results first reported in Antrim County, Michigan were horribly wrong, falsely handing the county to Biden when, in fact, it had actually gone heavily for Donald Trump. 6,000 Trump votes were handed to Biden. The very important question of why this error took place is hotly disputed. Republicans County Clerk Cheryl Guy claims she was responsible via a human error in updating ballot information and is supported by Michigan's Democratic Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson. A canvass of votes corrected the error the day after the election, but attorney Matthew DePerno, who represents plaintiff William Bailey, who sued over election tabulation errors, thinks otherwise and got access to forensic imaging of the 22 Dominion voting machines thanks to a ruling by Judge Kevin Elsenheimer. Via the Tennessee Stars. A team of 7 forensic investigators associated with Allied Security Operations Group examined the voting machines for about 8 hours on December 6th. According to podcaster Stephen Gruber of Real America's Voice, Judge Elsenheimer allowed the ASOG team of 7 to capture images of the hard drives, thumb drives, and master thumb drives from the 22 townships in Antrim County. Gruber claimed on Steve Bannon's War Room broadcast on Monday that the forensics team reported that the master thumb drive was missing, but was later found in an unattended, unsecured drawer. Oh, great! Drawer. He said it is the first time anyone has done a deep dive into the machines. Gruber said that on the day after Thanksgiving, 3 townships found open ports in the machines. They're supposed to be able to release their results within 48 hours because Dominion systems were used in 47 out of 83 counties. Hard evidence that Dominion systems were used to flip votes from Trump to Biden would be grounds to decertify the state of Michigan election results. In its December 4th court order allowing the forensic examination, Elsenheimer included a restriction on the use, distribution, or manipulation of the forensic images and or other information gleaned from the forensic investigation without court permission. Oh, you gotta get permission to put the results out? What if they're the wrong results? What if they find something a little sketchy? Nope, gotta get a judge's permission. Wouldn't want to rock the boat, right? Matthew DePerno has asked for an emergency order tomorrow from Judge Elsenheimer, removing the protective order on the results of the forensic audit. DePerno discussed the case of Newsmax. I'm not going to go through this, but it'll be in remember, this is all these links will be in my, will be down in the description later. The mainstream media, including both Detroit newspapers, are scathing in their insistence that there is nothing to see here. Meanwhile, the Electoral College is meeting Monday with in-state capitals, including Lansing. I can only hope that Judge Elsenheimer lifts the protective order, even if it's not in time to prevent the certification of Biden's electors. There is still the United States Congress to pass on certifying the electoral votes. Public confidence in the integrity of the vote in this election is disastrously low, so we deserve more than assurances of officials that it was human error. Let the evidence speak for itself. So anyway, true. I'd give him I think he gets a ding for that. All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here, and I got a whole bunch to get through still. So let's see. Down in Georgia, I know there's been some talk of Republicans sitting out the Senate election. The Senate election down there, but there are some congressional leaders who are saying, not so fast. Let's get our asses down there and vote. Exclusive congressional leaders seek to mobilize Republican voters in Georgia. This is the Super Bowl, people. Congressional leaders, including Representative Jim Jordan, Representative Jody Hice, and Senator Steve Daines, he's from Montana, told Breitbart News doing an exclusive interview Saturday that electing Senators Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue remains essential to preserving American freedom and vanquishing the prospect of socialism in Congress. The Save America Coalition, a coalition of conservative activist organizations such as Club for Growth Action, Freedom Works, and Tea Party Patriots, launched a statewide tour to save the Republican majority by electing Loeffler and Perdue. This is going to be interesting because they're still doing the same shenanigans already. They got the mail-out ballots and they got the drop boxes. And the only thing they did do, they reduced the number of polling places because not as many people vote in these runoff elections. Although I got a feeling that maybe that this will probably be the most attended runoff election ever in any state ever. I don't know why. I just have that feeling. To spur conservatives' enthusiasm for voting in the pivotal January runoffs, the Save America Coalition enlisted prominent conservatives such as Jordan, the House Judiciary Committee ranking member and Freedom Caucus co-founder, Hice, a Freedom Caucus member, Daines, a conservative senator from Montana, and Representative-elect Marjorie Taylor Greene, a conservative who just got elected to Congress. Anyway, let's just say that the moral of the story is they're not sitting down. They're sending some big guns down to Georgia, looking for some souls to steal, and so on and so forth. Let's see. Moving on. Let's see. Oh, speaking of election fraud. Let's fix this. Maybe do a full page of this one. An election fraud witness in Wisconsin says that tens of thousands of voters falsely claimed to be indefinitely confined to obtain absentee ballots. Yes, this was a little bit of a scam. So Wisconsin has a law. Well, maybe they'll say it in the article. Wisconsin has a law that you have to have a reason to get an absentee ballot. Okay, and there are a few specific things in the Wisconsin law that are reasons to get an absentee ballot. Tens of thousands of people in Wisconsin falsely claimed to be indefinitely incapacitated in order to vote by absentee ballot, and their votes were counted, a Republican witness alleged during a legislative hearing in election fraud Friday. Additionally, scores of developmentally disabled adults in Milwaukee, Wisconsin were forced by nursing home staffers to vote for Biden, according to the witness who has been investigating voter fraud in the state. Yeah, they did. They did. Here's what they did. So they went out to these nursing homes and they said, well, we're going to have a practice vote. Let me repeat that. We're going to have a practice vote, and we're going to have you all fill these out. And just for the heck of it, we're going to just pretend that we're going to show you how to fill out a ballot, and then when you get to time to really vote, then you can vote right. And then they tell him, okay, you got to vote here, fill in these spaces, and that's how you vote. Oh, fill in the space for Biden, and then that's how you vote. In other words, they went, someplace they call it granny shopping, where they go to nursing homes and do that. Anyway, About 20 witnesses appeared before the Wisconsin Joint Committee on Campaigns and Elections to testify on election irregularities in Wisconsin in the 2020 presidential election. Dan O'Donnell, the University of Wisconsin law graduate, talk show host, and investigative journalist, shared allegations of disgraceful fraud involving the developmentally disabled during the hearing. The disturbing truth that I have discovered over the past year of investigating is that here in Wisconsin, our right to vote has been perverted by fraud allowed to run so rampant. O'Donnell said, adding that the most vulnerable among us are having their right to vote stolen from them by the very people we trust to administer our elections. He said a disability service coordinator who works with severely developmentally disabled adults in Milwaukee contacted him after all her clients told her they were pressured to vote for Joe Biden. O'Donnell called the whistleblower Susan, explained that she was afraid to go forward publicly out of fear of retribution. Every single one of her more than 20 clients told her that they were either pressured to vote for Democratic candidate Joe Biden or had a vote cast for Biden in their name, he told Wisconsin lawmakers. O'Donnell explained that because of COVID-19 restrictions, Susan has been unable to visit her clients in their homes, so she has regular Zoom calls with them. That's allegedly how she found out about the fraud. O'Donnell said she told him that one man even told her that he was handed a ballot that was already filled out. Another woman, whom Susan lovingly called a born contrarian who loves the Chicago Bears because everyone else loves the Packers. Good for him. Said she wanted to vote for Trump. Said she wanted to vote for Trump primarily because every one of the staff members at her home likes Biden. O'Donnell continued. Susan, according to O'Donnell, said the woman told her that she really wanted to vote for Trump, but a nursing home staff member told her, no, he's a bad man. We're voting for Biden. Oh, orange man, bad. Anyway, you get the idea. The rest of this article is just full of other examples. We're getting down to the wire here. Let's move on. Democrat New Jersey representative demands Pelosi not seat 126 Republicans who backed the Texas suit. This is a twist. And of course, our Minnesota Congresswoman from the district that I do not live in backs the idea. Representative Bill Pascrell, following the Supreme Court's denial of the Texas lawsuit, later joined by 17 states, New Jersey Democrat Representative Bill Pascrell, he's an asshole, by the way, is demanding that the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, refuse to seat the 126 House Republican who supported the Texas suit. Legal Insurrection readers may recall Pascrell filing complaints against and trying to get lawyers representing President Donald Trump disbarred, because Donald Trump's not allowed to have lawyers, invoking the 14th Amendment regarding the disqualifications from public office of anyone, quote, engaged in insurrection or rebellion. Pascrell asserts that these Republicans committed unbecoming acts that reflect poorly on our chamber and as such should not be seated. I want you to blow me another kiss. Fuck off, Bill Pascrell. Anyway, you can see the declaration here. Newsweek reports New Jersey Congressman Bill Pascrell has called on the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, to refuse to seat 126 Republicans who signed on to the Texas lawsuit aimed at throwing out election results in 4 states that back President-elect Joe Biden. The Supreme Court declined to hear the case in a short, unsigned statement on Friday evening, but it was by that time 126 GOP members of the House had joined the amicus brief in support of the suit. Pascrell, a Democrat who represents New Jersey's 9th congressional district, invoked Reconstruction-era safeguards to cleanse from our government ranks any traitors and others that would destroy the Union. Fascinating that, I don't they think that these guys sincerely believe in what they're doing? I mean, if you ask them, they're saving our democracy. They're saving our republic. They're saving the rule of law. But this asshole just has some sour grapes. This is the same guy. Oh, by the way, I'm going to Sometimes life comes at you fast. New Jersey congressman who pushed Russian collusion hoax now wants to punish GOP representatives for looking into election fraud. Well, maybe Bill Pascrell shouldn't be seated. The Russian collusion bullshit. Anyway, and Ilhar Mohar gives her 100. Yeah, she's fuck that bitch. Anyway, moving on. Oh, by the way, we're gonna. Okay, this is wow. That's way off. Let's go full screen. Let's go this. Oh, hang on. We'll try to move this so you can see it. What the hell's going on here? Oops. This may not fit on the screen at all. Let's just do it this way. So apparently, the Commerce Department and U.S. Treasury have been compromised on a large-scale cyber attack. National Security Council is involved. A Commerce Department spokesman tells NBC News, "We can confirm that there has been a breach in one of our bureaus. We have asked the CISA and the FBI to investigate, and we cannot comment further at this time." National Security Council also confirms that it is working to identify and remedy potential issues after a reported foreign government-linked hack of Treasury and Commerce Department units' email systems. Now they're still trying to figure out where this came from, whether it's China, Russia, or Iran. I think the leading candidate on this might be Russia. Anyway, a foreign entity. Here's what they said: a foreign entity has reportedly breached the Treasury and Commerce Department of the United States. The Commerce Department spokesman told NBC News, "We can confirm that there has been a breach." Okay, it's the same thing right there. It's the same wording, so I'm not going to read it again. But there is a lot more to that. But you can look that one up. That one's crazy. Also, there's a leaked database of Chinese things going on. Apparently, report leaked database reveals nearly 2 million Chinese Communist Party members working all over the world. Been around the world and I can't find my baby. I don't know when, I don't know why. We're gonna leak some info. Never mind. Good morning, Septis Wolf and Zombie Teddy. What's happening? So apparently this database exposes people who are members of the Communist Party and who are now living and working all over the world, from Australia to the US to the UK. Reports indicate that a Chinese database leak has surfaced that contained the names of almost 2 million Chinese Communist Party members living and working in major corporations, academia, and governments all around the world. There's a song with something that's more all around the world, isn't there? Here's just the gist of it. A major leak containing a register with the details of nearly 2 million CCP members has occurred, exposing members who are now working all over the world, while also lifting the lid on how the party operates under Xi Jinping, says Sherry Markson. Ms. Markson said the leak is a register with the details of Communist Party members, including their names, party position, birthday, national ID number, and ethnicity. Is there a lot of different ethnicities in China? I don't know. It is believed to be the first leak of its kind in the world, since the Sky News host said. What's amazing about this database is not just that it exposes people who are members of the Communist Party and who are now living and working all over the world, from Australia to the US to UK, Ms. Markson said, but it's amazing because it lifts the lid on how the party operates under... Okay, that's the same damn thing. Why do they keep repeating shit? Ms. Markson said the leak demonstrates party branches that are embedded in some of the world's biggest companies and even inside government agencies, where they're probably stealing as much intellectual property as they can find. Not a shocker. And let's see, Communist Party branches have been set up inside Western companies, allowing the infiltration of those companies by CCP members who, if called on, are answerable directly to the Communist Party, to the chairman, the president himself. So, all I can say is great. Anyway, you can read the rest of that one on your own. I'm going to move on because I'm trying to get a much in. Last one for the day is this one, because, you know, nothing can make you happier than a good old Andrew Cuomo story, who, by the way, was holding a virtual fundraiser. The Emmy Award-winning, Ted Kennedy Public Service Award-winning Andrew Cuomo, who's killed more old people than anyone else in the country recently. By the way, there's a love-hate relationship for him in New York. People just love to hate him. Business owners throughout New York are suffering and struggling to pay bills and feed their families, largely due to the COVID policies of Governor Andrew Cuomo. Just this week, he reinstated a ban on indoor dining. None of this is going to prevent Cuomo from celebrating. However, this week, he's holding a virtual reception as a campaign fundraiser with Hollywood celebrities, a key constituency of the Democratic Party. Yay! Janice Dean is the Fox News meteorologist who lost her in-laws to COVID in a rest home. She says restaurants closing, kids out of school, families losing loved ones and livelihoods. But Governor Cuomo is going to celebrate his birthday with his celebrity friends and raise thousands of dollars for himself. Shame on Whoopi Goldberg, Ben somebody, and Rosie Perez and whoever, Henry Winkler. So here it is. Here's the, let's see, how big will this show up here? Let's put this bad boy on the screen. Here's the invitation. Please join us for a virtual birthday holiday reception. Wait a minute. Birthday? Oh, birthday and holiday reception in support of Governor Andrew M. Cuomo, with special guests Robert De Niro, Whoopi Goldberg, Rosie Perez, Ben Stiller, and Henry Winkler. Why is Henry Winkler still a thing? Yes, he was great as Fonzie, and he's done a lot of great Lifetime movies and shit like that, but why is he still a thing? He's such a... Anyway. Thursday, December 17th, 2020. 5:30 p.m. host reception with Governor... Wait a minute. 5:30 p.m. host reception with Governor Cuomo. Limited capacity. This is a virtual... It's a virtual reception. Limited capacity how? Host... Write or raise $10,000. Access for one host reception and flex tickets for main reception. 6 p.m. is the main. That's at 5:30. So for an extra half hour with Governor Cuomo on a virtual celebration. $10,000. But if you don't want that extra half hours, you can still get in the main reception. Friend, $5,000, access for 6 to main reception. Patron, $2,500, access for 3 to main reception. Guest, $1,000, access for 1 to main reception. Young professional or activist, $50, access for 1 to main reception. Limited availability because they don't want any peons in there that can't afford more than $50. Attendance is limited to event RSVPs. A unique login identifier will be shared with each guest prior to the event. This is a virtual reception. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't take it anymore. And on that note, I am going to finish this show. So, ladies and gentlemen, before you even think about clicking anything, click the thumb up thing down here, wherever the hell it is. I don't know where it is. And also, if you haven't shared the stream, I appreciate those of you who share the stream out each day. Please share the stream through one of the many venues that you have for social media. And thank you for the people who have donated today. Let's see. What's today? Today is... thank you. X-Bubba Hotep, Gamer Valine, Johnny Hellcat, and did I miss anybody? Gun Fox. No, that was a while ago. All right. And I got everybody. Thank you for those who do donations. You can always do donations any time of the day through the links down below, Streamlabs, Venmo, and Cashapp, or YouTube Super Chats during the show and Streamlabs during the show. That's it today, people. I got to go. I got to figure out what's wrong with my set here, but I will figure it out. And thank you for being here. I got to go. My name is PDawgKnight. And I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comments section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.